Hello friends, and welcome back to the cottage. Today's mission, first and foremost, was to clean up the canning supplies and clutter around my beloved wood cook stove. The cooler weather has set in and the first fire of the season is today. I'm so excited. Some of you have asked if I have yet to name my wood cook stove, and I have not, which is funny because several of my plants in my house have names. I guess I just haven't found the inspiration for that perfect name. Feel free to leave name ideas below. I always enjoy hearing from all of you kindred spirits. Daniel is cleaning out the stove ash pan and getting the stove going. I love how well designed this stove is. It really has been a dream to cook on. The canning season is truly coming to a close, and by the time this video is out, I should have only a couple of boxes of apples left, and I will start to clean up and prepare my kitchen for the holidays and the cozy season ahead. Everything needs a good cleaning, including my tea kettle and some fresh water. I love when it becomes cold enough to have a fire burning and the kettle humming in my kitchen. Everything just seems so cozy and restful. While the water in the tea kettle is heating up, I'm going to prep the toppings for pizza and mix up some pizza dough. Early this last week, I did a quick live video telling you all about our pizza course, and since you've seen me making pizza on a regular basis on this channel, I thought this would be a perfect time to tell you about our course and why I love making all our pizza from scratch at home. I've been making homemade pizza from scratch for over 25 years for my family. I still use the simple recipe that I got from my mom growing up, now lovingly referred to as the bomb-proof pizza crust. I have shown you in many of my freezer meal videos how I freeze my pizza dough. I have been making pizza regularly every Friday night for years. It's a family tradition. This course came about because people wanted to know more about freezing the dough. Do I have gluten-free recipe? Have I ever made pizza with whole wheat? What sauces do I use? And so on and so forth. I realized that I use many different techniques for making my pizza different, from par baking method to my cast iron deep dish. I love to make dessert pizzas and homemade red and white garlic sauce. And to all these questions, I have made a course with 8 modules and 24 videos covering techniques and methods and recipes for all my different dough recipes, like whole wheat, gluten-free, my long ferment dough of Neapolitan, and my bomb-proof pizza crust. Go check out the link in the description below or in the comments, and you can see our outline for the pizza course and everything that it entails. I made this course for the beginner cook wanting to save money and make good pizza at home, and for the well-seasoned cook to be inspired and to try new recipes and techniques for pizza making. I want you to feel like I'm inviting you into my kitchen to learn all about pizza, step by step in a very relaxed and cozy style. The fun thing about pizza is that you can get creative and make it your own. You can simply change your pizza dough by changing the way that you cook it, how you roll it, and what pans you use. Leaving a dough to ferment overnight are all things that can make such a difference in your pizza making. I walk you through it all, the basics to a more complex, long ferment dough, homemade sauces that will save you so much money versus their pre-made counterparts and taste so much better too. We couldn't stop there, so we made a 28-page pizza study unit so that children could get involved too and learn all about pizza, history, a math lesson, a little science project, writing and coloring pages, and a prompt for celebrating with your own pizza party at the end of the study unit. I love involving my children, and part of that is making cooking and learning fun, so we decided that this little bonus was important. And those of you that love a good dessert pizza won't be disappointed. We have that in the course too. This was all because of you, my friends, asking lots of questions. We made this into a course with printable recipes all ready for you to turn flour, salt, oil, and water into beautiful pizza creations. Those of you who have been watching for a while know that I believe in taking little respites throughout the day. Call it intentional moments, tea time, fika, or just a break. But these little moments are something that I look forward to and help me to rest and reset for the next project or job at hand. Sometimes it's as simple as making myself a latte like I'm doing today, or a little more elaborate as having a tea party with my kids. My husband and I like to talk and have tea or coffee in our favorite spot in our sitting room. Sometimes it's just sitting down and reading a chapter of a book, or taking a 10-minute walk and breathing in the fresh air. Whatever you choose to do, taking these little respites really can help you to enjoy the day and pace yourself. Sometimes I feel like our culture tells us that we have to be running around like mad and that rest is bad. You'll never get anything done. But I find that steady wins the race, and in my opinion, you will have less burnout. Today's latte was coffee made in my AeroPress, steamed milk, and cinnamon and sugar sprinkled on top. I thought it would go perfectly with my homemade snickerdoodle cookies. This is the same recipe that my great-grandmother used growing up, and it's in my Cozy Christmas Baking Cookbook. I think snickerdoodles were my #1 cookie when I was little, just due to the fact that my great-grandma always had a batch made for me. It's a toss-up though. My mom always made an incredible chocolate chip cookie too. I had some dough left over from making the 2 pizzas, so I thought I'd make breadsticks with a little olive oil spread thinly on the dough, and a good amount of shredded Parmesan. I'm also going to be adding some dried herbs from our garden, basil and oregano. I always have to have carrots with my pizza, a tradition my grandmother started long ago and that we still carry on. The pizza always cooks so nice in the wood cook stove. I love the texture of the dough when it is cooked at such a high heat. Pizza really is such a great money-saving meal and a treat, and that's why we have it weekly. Same with rice and beans, which stretches and saves money and is probably 2 of my most carby meals that we make weekly that stretch the budget. Another weekly meal is roast chicken and vegetables, and again, I stretch that into soup or chicken gravy for leftovers. Once you start cooking from scratch and meal planning, you would be amazed at how much you save your household in groceries. The garden finally got a hard frost several weeks ago, Now it's time to start putting our garden to bed for the long winter. We are pulling out all the corn stalks and any big weeds and getting the area ready for a deep mulch. We usually have a big work party as a family once a week where we get big projects done like this. We worked through a bit of some crazy weather, but then after a while, the sun did come out. I think that over the years, I have learned that these work parties have really taught us how important it is to work together and really makes a big job seem so much more doable when there are many hands helping. I think that work parties have fallen out of fashion these days, but even if you don't have a big family, I would encourage you to invite friends and family over for work parties. With work parties, you just want to make it fun. Have food and hot drinks during and after the project. I know that a lot of people get together for apple cider pressing, but you also could get a few friends together for a baking day and divide up all of the baked goods, splitting the cost of the ingredients. Or a wood stacking day with soup and a bonfire afterwards. I thought I would make some soup with all the beautiful produce that we got out of the garden before it frosted. The carrots and the potatoes are just lovely. I found 2 more baby cabbages outside that hadn't been affected by the frost, so I'm adding them in with the homegrown onions and garlic to the soup as well. These cooler days are perfect for soups and stews and chili, and by making a big loaf of bread, biscuits, or cornbread, you'll have easy, nourishing meals at your fingertips. I've been wanting to make caramel apples for days, and I finally got around to doing it. I have a few boxes of apples left to make into applesauce, so I thought I would take a few of those apples and make this delicious fall time treat. November is my favorite month. I love that it is still fall, but halfway through the month, we usually get snow. We've already had a few light snows, but nothing really staying yet. It's a transition month. For me, I am done with my big canning and harvesting of the garden. I'm gearing up for birthdays and the holidays. I'm in the kitchen baking more and getting the house clean and cozy for the colder months ahead. It's such a rainy and snowy month. I really start to practice mindful slowing down. Sometimes I think it's easy as the holidays approach to start to feel stressed and hurried. One of the ways that I combat this mindset is that I slow down even more. I start keeping an ongoing list of what I'm thankful for. I try to avoid the commercial, fast-paced, I need more holiday anthem, and I lean into simplicity. Simplicity like a warm, clean home, good food, homemade decor, hot drinks, friends and family and fellowship, cozy time with my little ones, time out in nature. One thing I really enjoy doing is stocking up on baking supplies, picking up a pretty festive dish at a thrift store, and setting out more candles. I make more time to read aloud to my kids, have lots of tea parties. I give myself permission to celebrate the little things and not stress out over the big things. I love to take time to do my hair, put on special earrings, or a sweater that I like. I just feel extra festive and want to make the effort for myself and my family. My whole family loves to read and listen to audiobooks and curl up around the fire during these cold November days. I think we're excited to go from a busy harvesting time to a more relaxed time of reading and crafting, getting projects done indoors. That's what I love about the seasons and living a slow, intentional life. I'm always excited for each season and the simple joys that they bring. Often I try to do something weekly that's special, a little celebration of the season. Today that's caramel apples. We have friends visiting tomorrow, and it will be fun to have these to celebrate a beautiful fall day. Something that we like to do is to go for a nature walk. My children collect rocks and sticks and leaves, and then we come in and I make homemade popcorn and hot tea, and that makes them so happy. It really is the small things. I'm excited to share more of how we celebrate the seasons and holidays. So if you don't want to miss out on future videos, take time to subscribe right now. Hello friends, I just wanted to talk about the caramel apples that we made today and kind of tell you how I troubleshooted the caramel. I haven't made caramel apples for about 2 years and I couldn't find my original recipe that I usually use, so I used one that my friend suggested, but I didn't have all the ingredients, so I substituted. The recipe asked for corn syrup, which I don't usually even buy, so instead I used honey, and it also said brown sugar, which I'm currently out of. I usually make my own and I just didn't want to make my own right then. So what I did is I used 2 cups of regular sugar and then I just added in a little bit of molasses and mixed it all up. And the thing that happened to me was the first bit of caramel was kind of a soft set, and I'll show you. It turned out fine, as you can see, but the nuts everything just a little bit, because the caramel is just a little bit softer. So I put it back on the burner and brought the heat up to a little bit more. And I felt like the caramels definitely, as you can see right here, the chocolate's still melting and they're hot, but I feel like it's set a little bit better. And and then I had some extra caramel left, so I ended up making a whole bunch of caramel candies with them, as you saw right here. Caramel candies are so fun to have because you can sprinkle them with a little bit of salt. You can dip them in chocolate. You can add nuts. You want to work with that caramel when it's still slightly warm, not too hot to burn your hands, but you usually just kind of roll it and then you cut it up and keep rolling it until you get the shape you want, and roll it in a little bit of baking paper or wax paper. I actually held one out just to kind of show you what that looks like. And this is like soft enough. It's not like it's hard, but it's not, it's like a caramel. And it just turned out really, really nice. The one reason I think the apples were a little more soft set on the caramel is my thermometer. This thermometer is a little bit old and it's not 100% accurate. So I was just kind of watching it, and you want to bring your caramel up to about 248 Fahrenheit. And it was kind of like wobbling back and forth, so I wasn't quite sure if I was really hitting 248 Fahrenheit or 120 Celsius. So I definitely would recommend getting like a digital thermometer or a really good thermometer. This one has just been so used over the years, I kind of need to get a new one. So other than that, I feel like the caramel apples turned out really great, and the kids always enjoy a good caramel apple. And plus it was fun, we were able to make a whole bunch of delicious caramels. One of the things that I just love about November is that slowing down of the cold. It feels like it brings everything kind of to a halt. The garden is dead and it's cold outside and you can't do as much outside. So you start to come in and you're baking more and you're reading more. And then when you do go outside for walks, you're bundled up. And I just really love all the little special things that November brings. And even that transition, there's something about transitioning from fall to the colder weather to the holidays. And I really just love that in-between month of November, how it's there, and I want to just enjoy every moment of it. And I just find myself kind of romanticizing the days and enjoying just all the little fun things of fall and a little bit of the holidays starting to creep in, and enjoying the first snow and all of the things that I love about this month. So I'm filming this today as of November 1st. We got our first snow. It was so beautiful. Everything was powdered with white snow this morning when we woke up. It started to sprinkle a little bit of snow last night, and it was just such a beautiful thing to see the snow on the ground, and it's already starting to melt, but it's just, I guess, a sign of things to come, the cold weather coming in, and it comes early here up in the UP, so I'm really excited about this season. I know you guys love books as much as I do, and right now it's the season for me to dive into my cookbooks that I love and to start reading good novels again and biographies and just fun things. I love classics and I love really good stories of people's lives. But right now I've just been reading so many cookbooks because it's the season that I tend to do a lot of baking and cooking. November through December is kind of, I think, the time to shine in the kitchen. You know, you're just baking and making fun things and getting together with friends and family. So I love cookbooks. Really, it's just the stash of books that has been next to my chair or ones that I like looking at this time of year. Cinnamon Spice and Warm Apple Pie, Comforting Baked Fruit Desserts for Chilly Days. This is just a fun one because I have a lot of fruit in my kitchen from harvest time, and so I've just been looking through this and enjoying some new different mixes and combinations of things. A lot of times these just kind of inspire me to make things that I like and experiment with different things. I really enjoy seeing beautiful pictures, so I really love a cookbook that has beautiful pictures. So I'm pretty positive this was a thrift store find too, so I enjoy this book a lot. So this book was Cinnamon Spice and Warm Apple Pie, Comforting Baked Fruit Desserts for Chilly Days. I always pull out my hygge books this time of year. How to Hygge, The Nordic Secrets to a Happy Life. This book is an absolute go back to. I always love looking at it. I love the recipes in this cookbook. Actually, it's a life book. It just has a lot of different recipes and different things. I've talked about this book before, but there's a lot of new people here. So it goes from like nature and seasons. It goes from the joy of fika, which is coffee time over there, the Nordic kitchen, and just a lot of stuff about hygge, just understanding the quality of time with family and friends. And it's just outdoors and just the beauty of allowing yourself to be present and enjoy basically cozy living, which is one of my favorite things. And it's just the Nordic kind of Danish version of it, which is hygge. So this book is really one of my favorites. I really enjoy looking at this every year. So I got this one for Mother's Day this year, and I'm super excited. I haven't shared this one. I ordered this online, and this is Masa, Techniques, Recipes, and Reflections on a Timeless Staple. And this book is so wonderful. I enjoy it because it really goes into just the basics of how they do things and make corn tortillas out of corn and all the different processing that it takes. And I don't know, I kind of geek out about that kind of stuff. I love homemade tortillas and I love homemade corn tortillas. And I am excited about trying out my own with some of these recipes. They're just really lovely. And I love Tasha Tudor's Family Cookbook this time of year. This is one of my another favorites. I love the art in it. I love just the simple things that she makes in here. And I've tried out several of the recipes and they are all really, really good. Seriously though, this cookbook is the type of cookbook that you can just sit and stare at the pictures and the artwork and just be inspired for cozy living. It's really just a delight. Everything from her artwork to little stories and recipes. This is a really fabulous cookbook. This would be a really good present for someone for the holidays. So yeah, I definitely just have been reading cookbooks. I haven't really been looking at any books lately besides cookbooks. It's been a busy, busy season of canning, putting the garden to bed, getting our pizza course out, and now I'm ready to just kind of sink into the holidays and just enjoy quiet moments and get my books out and start reading some of my favorites and then even finding some new ones. So if you have any good books and suggestions, definitely leave in the comments. I love cookbooks. I really enjoy history. I love a good historic novel. I love really good stories about people, biographies. So if you have anything that you think I would like, I definitely would love to hear it in the comments. Plus, I just like to see what other people are reading.